everybody, it's me, your girl V here at Dolce Blossom Boutique, and I get to have a moment here with ArtGreen by Christine. And Christine has been with us, gosh, from the very beginning. You've actually you've kind of just journeyed with us through everything, the transitioning and everything. And your niche is recycle, upcycle, reuse. Let's talk about that a little bit.
It's basically multi-medium art, with an emphasis on upcycling. I kind of look at it as maybe saving something that might have been thrown away, and I like the challenge of thinking how I can design it into something beautiful and useful and artistic. So that's kind of what my goal is and what my passion is.
Christine has brought some very interesting but very beautiful pieces, everything from jewelry to plants and pottery and all kinds of fun little things, necklaces. You've even done some tile work as well.
Yes, I have. And painting on the tile. Wall art.
Absolutely.
Kind of what you call fine art, maybe.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
And then, so you're wearing kind of a great little, collection of works that you've done. So why don't we kind of talk a little bit of what you got going on right now?
What I'm wearing is Kona Sky, and these were hand painted, and of course I love Hawaii, and our last trip to Hawaii was in Kona. So that brought out that inspiration. And then my necklace is an example of something that might have been maybe not appreciated or thrown away. These are just kind of pieces of shells. And I kind of enjoyed that because I know other people would pass them up. So I'm thinking, how could I make them fun? So I put them together, and then I had one last jade earring. Now, isn't it awful when you lose an earring? What do you do with it? And a lot of times we just sort of stick it in a box and go, oh, gee, that's too bad. Well, I ended up being able to stick it in. Can I walk up?
Absolutely.
I kind of stuck it into a natural hole that was in the shell. And that's another thing I do, so I don't have to drill them. Because if you drill a shell, you can ruin it. You can break it, and it'll go into pieces. So anyway, I was able to repurpose this, and then I just macrame'd the necklace, which I learned back in the 70s because, I've been around for a little while. And then the bracelet I have on is just beads turquoise beads. I love turquoise. And so I used some memory wire and then just put the turquoise onto the memory wire and designed the bracelet.
This is so pretty.
Painted the little heart.
I was just going to ask you that. Did you do that?
I didn't make the heart, but I did enhance the painting on the heart because I like copper and I like turquoise, so I wanted to bring in those colors. And so that's really what I do. I have a real passion for that. And then a lot of times my husband and I love spending time with our friends, and we'll go somewhere. So a couple of years ago, we went to the Temecula Wine and Balloon Festival, and so I happened to have some paper that was really thick, so I just cut it into circles, and then I painted these, if you can see them, hot air balloons onto the paper that had the paint in the background. So that's kind of what I love to do, and then I put it in the frame and wanted to make it look more like fine art so that when you're not wearing your earrings, you could put this on a dresser and you can still enjoy them. So that was the idea, that you could wear your fine art.
That is so cool.
So
I think that's a great idea. I remember when you came to the shop and you mentioned that to me, I was like, I think that's an excellent idea. And so we do have a great collection of your pieces here at the shop space, and every time you come in, there's always something just unique and new that you're bringing. And I'm surprised because I could do that. I'm like, by all means, and of course it's nice because we can just welcome it and say, come on in.
Yeah, you've been very open to my craziness. And I mean, in a way, it's a good kind of crazy, but there just doesn't seem to be any stopping it because there's always something more that can be created. And I might see a piece of glass that strikes me as beautiful, and if it's weathered enough and not sharp, I will take it and add it to a pair of earrings or a necklace or something, or even a macrame wall art. So it's just, to me, you just never know what you're going to find.
So Chris, I want to ask you a quick question. What inspired you or sparked this creative path for you?
It's the strangest thing. Our daughter's in-laws, who have become very good friends of ours, they gave us for Christmas one year one of those oil and vinegar sets, and it came in this really pretty box that was corrugated paper. You know how they use that sometimes to package things.
Yeah.
And I saw it, and I don't know what, I really don't know why. I thought, oh, this is thick and it has nice texture to it. I wonder if I could make some earrings out of it. And that's really how it started. I was still full-time teaching.
Okay.
But I've been very fortunate. So I went from my teaching, the last few years of my teaching, to starting up doing these earrings, and then I started selling them at craft sales, and people liked them, and they were so lightweight.
There you go.
And it just sort of kept going.
Right.
And now it's just expanded.
Beautiful.
And it's just so much fun. But I've always been I've done art most of my life because I was an art major. I have a degree in art, and I brought a lot of that into my teaching when I taught for 28 years. So
you said something that was really that kind of popped out to me, and I noticed that a lot of women, when they come here to shop and they buy your earrings, that's the one thing, the feature that they love about your earrings. They're like, they're so light, like you don't even feel, especially for women who have worn heavy earrings for such a long time and their earlobes, and they're like, I can't really wear anything anymore. Yeah. And then they come here and they see your earrings and they're like I can actually wear these and not feel like it's gonna weigh down on my ears more.
That's true.
And so I think that's a beautiful feature of what you're creating too, is that it's very lightweight.
It was an accident.
It was. You didn't really mean to do that.
Well, no, I mean, when you start using paper, and sometimes I might even see an envelope, when you have Christmas cards, for example.
Oh, yeah.
An envelope that has that beautiful foil on the inside, or even Christmas cards themselves, or greeting cards, rather than throwing them away. If I happen to like the texture and it's thick enough that I can paint on it or even use as a background, because sometimes the papers they use, Hallmark, I mean, maybe I shouldn't use it.
Yeah, it's okay.
It's okay, we can say Hallmark because everybody knows Hallmark. They use such beautiful papers.
Yeah.
And sometimes even junk mail, which is funny. You might get these promotions for a credit card.
Oh, yes.
But sometimes they use really beautiful paper, so I'll just
I'll set that aside.
I have a file.
Oh, nice.
I have a file at home. Okay, teacher. That I keep all these papers in, and it's all filed by color, and the metallics are in one file and the colors are all in another, and so now I have it all organized to where I can just get started.
Oh, that's beautiful.
So it's just fun.
That's really
cool. And it's
cool.
So cost effective.
Right.
So I can make my prices lower. People will say, well, why don't you charge more? And I think half the fun is someone liking my things and wanting to buy them rather than the money that is made. Although I won't lie, it's nice to have what you call mad money that you can take on vacation, but it's just as much of a joy that they enjoy it. You know?
And what's beautiful with Chris is that she brings in seasonal stuff too. Like you kind of change with the change of the shop.
Here we go, the summer.
Right now we got summer.
Hawaii.
And I remember Chris coming in and saying, "Hey, you mentioned about macrame that you with the seashells," and I thought, "Oh, that'd be fantastic," because right now we're embarking on summer, and that is adorable. I mean, I envision even some of the college girls that are here in town wearing those with their cute, bathing suits on and their sandals, or just like a cute summer dress, and wearing that piece, even what you're wearing right now. I think it completes the summer look for sure.
Thank you.
And so as we transition, of course, into our seasons here at Dolce Blossom, Chris is right alongside with us, just going with us through those seasons, which is really cool. And so it's just been a joy having you here. And so I'm really happy that we're able to highlight you.
Thank you.
And emphasize what you do with your work, and the beauty of it, and how you go about it, and the resources that you're using, which I think is really incredible.
Well, I'm kind of a conservationist. I've always appreciated that the Native Americans used whatever they could find, and they didn't waste anything. And that comes from, my appreciation for that came from teaching third grade for so many years. Teaching about the Native Americans. And I think that's kind of behind, that's always stuck in my head. And I really appreciate Dolce Blossom because you have such a variety, and you capture a lot of different mediums here within your store. It's not predictable when you walk in. And that makes it like an adventure. And I think that's what really attracted my girlfriend and I when we first walked in, and we met you. And that's when I asked, "Oh, are you looking for artisans?" And when you said yes, I got excited because I like having my things in a place like this. I think they fit in here.
Yes.
They found a home here.
I know, absolutely, yeah. They're very, that you can come see and purchase, of course, all these beautiful things that Chris is creating, everything from earrings. You do what we have currently right now. We have earrings,
You have necklaces, you have bracelets, you have you have some of my pottery.
Yes.
You have my plants. That's another thing because
Yes.
that's a whole nother area is my plants because I don't buy very many plants anymore. The ones I have, I try to propagate.
Yes.
So I'm continually getting new plants. So that's a passion. It's the whole gardening thing.
I know, and I know we have some tile.
Yes, you
some
do.
tile
That's right.
pieces
You
as
have
well.
the tile pieces that have my artwork transferred onto the tile.
Absolutely.
And that's fun.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So definitely come on by Dolce Blossom Boutique here. Of course, we are located at 216 West Foothill Boulevard in the beautiful community of Claremont, and we're happy to say that we do carry the artwork and the creations of
Yes,
Chris
thank you.
Maitlan.
It's a privilege.
So, yeah,
it's a real privilege for me.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
And
It's fun.
I'm happy that we finally got to do the shop talk with you.
Oh, sure.
So come by and pay us a visit, and again, shop local, support local artists, handmade, handcrafted goods. Have a great day.